Hi everyone, welcome to DNA. Today our special guest is Jarfa Wabs. She is an executive coach at Better Up. So Better Up is a program that helps people to grow their strength and resolve challenges through a personalized coaching program. So I got to know Jarfa through that program, and she has been a huge help to me. Today I invited her to join our show to talk about what it's like to be an executive coach. So welcome, Jarfa.
Thank you, G. Thanks for having me.
We're so glad to have you. So let's start with why you decided to become an executive coach.
Well, for me, it's kind of been a natural journey, natural choice. I'm a marriage and family therapist by trade. So
you're also a therapist.
I am a marriage and family therapist licensed by the state of California. So it was kind of a natural choice for me to combine the two worlds. In my past life, in my past career, I was in the corporate world for about 18 years, doing anything from commercial lending to human resources to portfolio management, sales training, and my education formally has always been in psychology. It's been a kind of a nice marriage between the two worlds of corporate banking and finance and therapy. And being able to sit with clients, which I love. That was my favorite part of being in business anyways, is to sit down with clients and talk. So it's been great.
So I once read somewhere that executive coach is one of the hottest job in the world. So tell me what your weeks is like as an executive coach.
Hottest job, huh? I think it's definitely gained some popularity. I think from if you look at the 1980s and the 90s up until now, it's definitely gained a lot of momentum and a lot of popularity. And I just read myself too that Stanford's doing a huge research on this in terms of the need for executive coaching and CEOs really wanting this for their companies and organizations, which is great because I think people are now seeing the value of investing into the people. Before it was so much of a luxury item, it was very few, seldom places that you would see it. So for me, again, the flexibility being huge. During the week where I'm home with the kids more, I do the executive coaching because it's nice. I can do it from home on FaceTime and Skype and some of the
just like what we're doing right now.
yeah. It allows me to do that, which is super nice. Like to spend time with the kids, and then I tend to kind of do the marriage and family therapy on the weekends, or I do it in the afternoons.
What do you do with your clients?
I think for me, it's always been kind of a journey I take with clients, getting to know them, having genuine curiosity and asking them tons of questions. My goal is to kind of get to know them on a level where we can strategize together, not necessarily making decisions for them, but helping them realize what they want and their preferences and their values, and really teaching those skills to be able to craft their own stories and making room for things that maybe they didn't see, perspectives that they haven't seen before. For me, it's always about, broadening the context. It's not just one little area that they're looking at, but looking at the big picture.
Do you mind giving us a few examples? What kind of situation you have worked with your clients before?
Oh, geez. What haven't I worked with?
All kinds of issues. Do they talk about a family issue with you as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not only about career. It's like more broader context.
We're whole people. You don't come to work with just part of yourself, right? You come to work with all of yourself, and we're treating the whole situation and looking at the whole situation and the whole person. And of course, there's personal things that come up. Family, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, and disagreements and things like that. For me, good work would be really authenticating the person and making sure they're being genuine to who they want to be and how they're living and the choices that they're making, whether it's professionally or personally. So we tend to see a lot of difficult conversations happening at work. We see a lot of management, leadership type situations, public speaking, but more interpersonal stuff too, career planning, retirement.
Wow, all kinds of things, really.
All kinds of fun stuff. It's all fun. It's all great.
So how long do you usually work with your clients?
Oh, it's It's been all over the place. I think there's clients that I've had for years actually through Better Up. And they're, it's an ongoing with some of the organizations. They sign up for a long duration. It could be anywhere from, 5 or 6 sessions to years. And usually meet once a week or once every other week, depending on the situation. But I like to work once a week because it keeps us engaged more.
How many clients can you work with in a given week?
Oh, that varies too. I mean, anywhere from like 10 to 20, I would say, is a good number.
Wow, 10 to 20, that's a lot. Do you take weekends? Do you take time off?
No.
Oh my God, so you're devoting all your time to help people.
You know what? Because it's from home and it's flexible, it doesn't feel, we don't have commute time.
I see.
We don't have that, stress of like getting to an office. And so it doesn't feel that way.
What do you think is required to become a good executive coach?
With coaching, you don't really need, it's not like a state license type of thing. You get certified and there's different types of certifications depending on what you're doing. But I think really it's just about knowing your commitment level to the clients and knowing in the industry, like, for example, I work a lot with the financial industry because that's my background, finance, lending industries, and having that commitment to those industries and knowing where, putting yourself in the shoes of the client and knowing what kind of challenges they might have during the day, during the week, what kind of obstacles that you're going to be helping them with. Having that background knowledge really helps. But the other thing, again, it would be like that genuine curiosity that I mentioned is making sure you're asking questions that are going to help this person be able to deal with these challenges themselves and to build those skills. It's not just like we throw a whole bunch of skills at the client. Understanding that as a coach is really important, that it's not a cookie cutter thing. You can't apply the same concept to every client. And that you're allowing room for that to kind of craft itself. So I don't go in with a set regimen with this is everything that I'm going to do with each person. So it's really customized.
So based on your experiences so far, what are the goods and the bads about the executive coach?
The goods are lots of goods, I would say. Again, like I'm a people person, love to help, and so I get so much reward from seeing those things happen for people and seeing them overcome obstacles and identifying differently. So that's hugely rewarding for me. This is a very private journey for people, it's just like therapy. It's very private. And for people to open up to you, it's like such an honoring and humbling experience. I think the only bad I would say is time-wise, it takes a long time to build this kind of system. People think, this is a great job and you jump in and you're going to have clients kind of at your door. It doesn't work that way.
Have you ever had any challenging client?
The word challenging to me is a relative term. I don't necessarily see people in that way. The word challenging traps people into a context of hard to work with, difficult, resistant, all these words that we use in society to describe that situation. For me, if I'm hitting against that in some way, then it's time for me to regroup and to refocus on myself, because that means that I haven't taken enough time to get to know the person and the way that they wanted me to know them, or that I haven't really gotten the full context of the person. And so I have to go back and recraft questions to really get to know them. And what are they trying to tell me? What am I not understanding?
Is there any long-term career path for an executive coach, or it's kind of also in flux depending on what you want to do?
I would say it's more in flux. I think for me would be just doing more of the same and with broader knowledge, maybe taking more classes and being more certified and things like that, and having more access to a bigger community. I would love to get to coach coaches at some point, or maybe write articles and books, and that's on my bucket list. You could take it so many different directions. Like I said, if you have a niche that you're working with, if you can broaden that, or if you want to switch industries and things like that. I know
executive coach is actually a fancy business version of a therapist.
Ooh.
Is it true or not?
Oh, man. I would say not true.
Why?
Not true. It may be true like 2%. I think, fancy is not the word I would probably use. It's a completely different world. The similarities would be dealing with people and being able to relate and be empathetic and sit in that place with somebody. That would be the similarity. Everything else is different.
I see. Executive coach is a know-it-all person. They can always have some frameworks or answers to direct to you.
I highly, highly disagree with this one. I don't think there's such thing as a know-it-all person, right? We're all in it together. I definitely don't like sitting in the expert role. I like a much more collaborative role, and this is true for my therapy as well. So therapy and coaching, I think I tend to kind of have the same perspective. I feel very uncomfortable making choices for people.
So people should not expect to just get an answer on what you should do when they come to you. It's rather...
Don't come to me if that's what you want, yeah?
It's more an open conversation about the choices and evaluate it together, right?
I will say I will do my very best to give you as many opportunities for those multiple storylines to exist and to those multiple identities to exist. And that is my job. And if I haven't done that, then I haven't done my job. So there's definitely work being done. I don't want to paint the picture that we don't do any work. We do a lot of work, right? We do a lot of work.
Of course, yeah. Executive coach know a lot of people's personal secrets.
That is true.
But you never release it. You never talk about it with anyone else.
Highly confidential at all times. You have to be able to hold that and to hold people's dearest secrets.
Even to your 2 babies.
Even to my 2 babies. That's right.
As one of the hardest jobs, executive coach usually earn a lot. They're really, really rich.
Not true.
Potentially
true.
Am I rich?
I would say again, it's a big spectrum. Yeah, you can definitely have a lucrative business, but to go in expecting that, absolutely not.
This is a really good one. I personally believe it's true. Executive coach are the heroes and the secret recipe behind a lot of successful people.
I would hope it's true, right? Again, I would never want to take the credit for people's own work that they put in. I do think it's probably one of the most valuable things to spend time with somebody who is genuinely interested in you. I think that's huge value, and I think the companies are starting to realize, even at the C-level CEOs and things, that there's benefit.
Thank you again, Jarfa, for joining today's show, and also again for actually helping me to walk through my situations in the past. I really found it helpful.
I appreciate that.
Would also love to thank all the executive coach in the world and all the therapists as well, because they are the people who are generally interested in helping people do their best at what they do. I hope today's show also help our audience to understand more what it's like to be an executive coach. Let's say this together. What it's like to be an executive coach. DNA,
DNA,
get.